and gentlemen. Mr. Muyembe, you're most welcome. The floor is all yours. Thank you so much. Let's just welcome him with some emojis, ladies and gentlemen. The floor is all yours, Mr. Muyembe.
Much, thank you for that.
You're most welcome, sir.
President was to this. Thank the organization. So I engage in this session. Direct
Am I the only one who's unable to hear Mr. Muyembe from here?
I also can't hear him.
Okay, let me just reach out. Maybe it's just, there's just some network issues going on. Let me just find out what's going on from here. Mr. Muyembe, sir, are you there? Hello, Mr. Muyembe, sir, are you there? I think we're having network issues because it's showing here that he's not even online, apparently. He's not online. I think it's just his network. So let's just pick it up from Walia. Mr. Walia, sir, do you have anything to say? Oh, Mr. Walia.
Hello, hi Becky.
Yes. Do you have anything to say as we are waiting for Mr. Muyembe? He's having network issues.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, yes, I've observed. From my end, I'm also having network issues. Yes, let me just try to reach out to him. I don't have anything to say.
Right. Thank you so much. So as we're waiting for Mr. Muyembe, I think we can just introduce ourselves and maybe share one thing that we've learned from the cohort ever since we started. So we can start with Miss Jessie. Miss Jessie, you can just state your name and what you've learned from the cohort. Miss Jessie, are you there? Okay, I think Miss Jessie might be having network issues. Let's go to Mwangala. Hi, Mwangala, are you there? Hello? Okay, if we have anyone who's willing to state their name and maybe what they've learned from the cohort, you can just raise your hand. Who's willing to state what they've learned and their name? You know, it's good to speak up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be enhancing our public speaking skills. Nowadays, we need to learn how to speak. Maybe Mr. Annette. Annette. Yes, maybe state your name and what you've learned from the cohort ever since we started. You're welcome. Annette, you can just unmute your mic and tell us something. Miss Dorothy, hello? I think we're not willing to speak in this group. We're going to do a class. What will be the one facilitating next
Hi,
time? Okay, at least we have someone. Okay, the floor is
good
all yours.
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Why are,
We're fine.
why are people scared of talking?
Hey,
They are not
Okay.
talking.
One thing I've learned over the past
just
few one thing I've learned over the past few days is that we don't really need to have a lot of money before we start saving. Even as little as 20 kwacha, 5 kwacha. I know most people in Zambia know of the platform called Patum.
I didn't get your name. What's your name again?
Saving as little as 1 kwacha. Great.
Thank you so much. That's very important. But then I want everyone to give her a round of applause for at least
Yeah.
having the courage to speak. A round of applause for her. Let's just show her some love. Some love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we don't really need to have a lot of money before we start saving, even as little as 1
Saving
kwacha.
money
You don't know how
is
if you save kwacha every day, by the
very
end of the year you have a
important.
350,
And
which
no
you can even use
matter
for December.
how
Yeah.
little the money that you have is, it's very important. Mr. Innocent, you can
Yeah.
unmute your mic. That's so true. Good evening, Dorothy. Good evening, Dorothy. That's so true. Yeah. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much. Let's show her some love, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the contribution. I saw Innocent's hand up. Innocent, you can go ahead and
Yes,
speak. You can unmute your mic.
I, I am Innocent Zimba from Malawi. Are you able to get me? Hello. Hmm, yeah.
We are able to get you. Please, you can go ahead.
Innocent?
I'm Innocent Zimba from Malawi.
Okay,
What I
I
have read is
think Innocent is
in
not
financial,
available right now. Now,
Uh,
who's next? Senga
Rebecca, Innocent is sharing.
or Beauty? Hello.
Greetings, everyone.
Okay, can we have something from Mr. Bwalia?
Can you?
Hello, hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you very much, our moderator and um, and our facilitator for today are not yet in, but we can pick it up from where she has ended. So we had a hand from Innocent Zimba. You can still share, please, on what you learned from our last session.
y- yeah, greetings.
Greetings, thanks.
Yeah, I'm Innocent Zimba from Malawi. What I have learned in our last session that in financial literacy we have got the 5 pillars of financial literacy,
Okay.
which is savings,
Mm-hmm.
investment,
Mm-hmm.
debt management, and forgotten two of them. But I just remember in debt management, savings, investment.
Okay.
That's all what I have learned.
Thank you very much, Mr. Innocent. Is there anyone who would love to share and also add up to where Mr. Innocent has ended, or anyone who has anything that they learned from our previous speaker, who was Alfred Mutale from Lasha? Is there anyone? Hello, how are we learning, or we are just are we learning? If we are learning, can we show the hands up or the thumbs up? If we are learning and understanding what financial literacy is, what we talked about. Thank you, Madam Beauty. Thank you, Janet. Okay, so others, thank you, Patricia. So we definitely learning. So last week on Saturday we had Mr. Alfred from Lasha, who is also a PI educator and okay, just a minute. And and also a student in Lasha doing farmers. So he educated us about financial literacy, how to save, how to save. So we talked a lot about, we talked a lot about financial literacies, and also he gave some quotes. I'm pretty sure. Did we receive the the presentation, or we haven't yet received, so that today we can share with you? Okay, I'm told that someone is not getting me properly. Am I audible enough? Okay, thank you, Patricia. So we'll share the presentation with you so that you can go through. Then the other thing is that I want to also understand those that are representing group 3, 5, and as well as 10. So I need to find out those that are part of the group 10, group 3, and group 5. Uh, so that we can share the other, and we can share other information, and also know at which pace we are moving, because next week Saturday is the last day for call for the assignment number 1 that we had. So we are submitting on 14th of May. That's the last day for submission for the project, and I hope everyone has joined the group according to where we're supposed to be. So I'm pretty sure, let me check if the moderator is here still. Okay. What's happening? Okay, apologies for today. I'm still trying to communicate with our facilitator and also our moderator so that we can know at which pace we are moving. But I've seen we can share, we can continue sharing in the group. I've seen where Cecilia has shared a major takeaway from our last session, which is she's saying, my major takeaway was the cohort which was shared at the end. So the cohort was saying, you don't need money to start, but you need better decisions starting today. So that's the major takeaway that our participant, Madam Cecilia, took. So if you have more, please, we can share in the group. If we are afraid to unmute our mic and speak, we can share in the chat box as we continue waiting for the facilitator for today. Yes, Madam Beauty, you can go ahead and share, please.
Okay, I think my major key takeaway was on the other pillar of financial literacy, which is budgeting. So what I liked is the model, the 50-30-20 model, where you need to where the 50% of your income should go towards the basics, the basic requirements or the basic needs, and then the 30% going towards the ones, and then the 20% going towards savings. And I think the discussion that also took place was around also prioritizing or maybe reducing, especially on the 30%, which is the ones in which you can cut out some of the not so basic things that we do. For example, maybe going out for dinner on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you could cut that to maybe once in a fortnight or once in a week, and then channel those funds towards savings in order to boost your savings. That was my major key takeaway, and I think I really liked that.
All right, thank you very much. That was a major take. Can we give a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was our major takeaway, and that's really interesting. And exactly that's how it's supposed to be. So we need to measure and break down according. We need to measure and break down our finances in three phases. Number one, it's 50% for you add it to your needs. Then 30% you need to the 30% goes to your wants and the 20% goes to saving. So as our facilitator last articulated, he said the 20% is the first thing that you need to make sure that you do savings before you start prioritizing your wants and your needs. So the 20% you need to save, then you start doing your needs, because the more you save, it's the more you have your income, or the more you save, it's the more you have money. And also you need to have an emergency account. He also said you need to also have an emergency for savings, where you save for emergencies in case of any cases. So thank you very much, Madam Beauty, for your insight. So we're still waiting. I'm still communicating. Is still having challenges. So if there is anyone who also wants to share, please, you can share, or you can type in the chat. Then I'll read it out loud. Hey, Mama, I'm Punya. Hey, man. So he's telling me that he's having network challenges. And if we still have questions, and if we still have questions that we need to ask about the cohort or about last week's presentation, please, you can go ahead and ask. You can just raise your hand and ask your question regarding the cohort, and as well as our previous lesson that we had. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Please, you can unmute your mic and ask the question.
Thank you so much, first and foremost, for giving me this privilege to go ahead and ask the question. So my question concerning last week is meeting is I joined it late the meeting though, but something that I got from the meeting that I really want to cement. The question is concerning the 50, 30, and 20% distribution on our finances. How would you best advise someone to save the 20%? The 20% of their finance in terms of saving, what's the best option of saving the same amount, 20%?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So the question is not only coming to me, but also to the audience. So if there's anyone with the answer, please, you can raise your hand and answer the question. Is there anyone who wants to answer the question that Mr. Emmanuel has asked? Okay, thank you, Madam Lecho. You can go ahead.
Okay, good evening once again. I think the best method of saving is automating. Let's say if you're working and then you know that your salary comes in on the 25th, you should just do an automation to go into if you have maybe a separate account, it's best you have a separate account where you're putting in, or there are also certain things. I think there's one that I know for Zanaco, there's a Sure Save account. So for that one, once you put in the money, it automatically goes to a savings account. So that's the best way, because most of the times what we do as people is we want to first spend, and then what remains is what we want to save. But it's best to, once you receive the money, you put it in an account so that you forget about that. Then now you use the rest to your needs and whatnot. I think that's the best method for me.
All right. Thank you very much for the wonderful answer. Please, let's not be jealous. Let's be given a round of applause when somebody answers. Please, that shows an encouragement that we are encouraging, and we want more people to participate. Thank you very much, Madam Lecho. Yes, Madam Beatrice, you can unmute yourself and as well do the contribution and answer.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Good evening once again. So, from my end, I think it also depends with the country from which
Yeah.
you reside. Maybe I'll also give an example of, say, currently in Zimbabwe, most people are. I come from Zimbabwe, but I've realized that most people are shunning banking. Most people are doing what we call maybe pillow banking and so forth. So I think it's just a matter of inculcating the culture of saving in people. I think my major takeaway from last week's discussion that was shared by the presenter, he also indicated that you can save through investing in buying shares from the stock exchange. I think from the listed companies, you could check which company is doing well, and then you can also buy some shares from there, especially when you are from a country where it's not really stable economically. So I think that was also a major takeaway, and a homework from my end to say I think I really need to research which companies are doing well and which one can I try to buy shares from, so that at least I save where I know that my savings are really safe. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the wonderful answer and contribution, Madam Beauty. So, thank you. So, I think, Mr. Emmanuel, you're convinced with the answer. So, we've gotten both answers from Lecho and Madam Beauty. So, I hope you've learned, and also there's also an answer in the chat box. Okay, let me just go there. So, also the answer is that it is best to save through investment, that that way you won't be tempted to use the money. So, like what Madam Lecho said is also the contribution to. Okay, sorry, I'm admitting and as well as leading in the chat. So it's the same answer that Madam also gave. Like you need to understand first before you spend your money. You need to save. You need to save first. Then you need to utilize your salary that you have. Some of us we have money problem. I'll call it money problem, where when we have money, our mood or all the plans that we have changes. So like the best answer that has been given, and also the contribution that has been given from um, both speakers, it is saying we need to first measure exactly what we need to do. Then the other one is also to make sure that you do a savings account that goes there automatically without you touching the money or having the money in your hand and you save again. So the best way is to find a bank or an institution that is able to make sure that you they are cutting you direct from your salary or your net pay direct there, then it is going direct to your savings account. So that is the best answer. Then we also have another it's a major takeaway, which was on the part of the practical action plan. So this one is from Lucy, saying like you need to track your expenses for 30 days. That's a month. They then okay, then after you create a budget on how you are going to spend your money, then you build an emergency fund where you are going to be saving money from for emergencies. So you start investing small but consistently. Yes, so that is also the major key takeaway that Madam Lucy took from our last facilitator. Then for those that never joined the last session, please, we have a session online. We had a record of the full session that we had last week, so you can just check through it on our YouTube channel called SITADC Youth Organization. That's our channel on YouTube. Then you'll find it in the playlist for Financial Literacy Cohort 2. So you can just go through it, and as well, I'll share the I'll share the presentation with you. So it's more like our facilitator won't be joining us, so we'll continue with Q&A. Since is still experiencing network challenges. So if we have any, okay, oh, is in. Okay, thank you, Mr. Muyembe. Please, you can take through. Are you able to do the presentation, sir?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, and sorry to the team for taking up your time. Network really did me bad. This was unseen for circumstances. I really apologize. Uh, yeah, the only problem is that when I try to share the to start sharing my screen, it's cutting because of the network that I have. But I'll be able to share the presentation with the team so that they can share it with you. And for the moment, bear with me. I'll not be able to share with the presentation. Apologize for that. So to begin and in already so, uh, today we're discussing insurance and risk management. Insurance and risk management. That is our topic for today. So, on insurance and risk management, we're going to understand how to understand how to protect our future. And a quick one, because we've moved, we are behind time. We're going to talk insurance. So, by definition, insurance is a financial agreement where an individual or business pays a small amount of money to an insurance company for protection against financial loss. So what are we talking about here when we talk about that? Definition is properly, since I'm not in my screen. So
Still having network challenges.
a small of money for financial loss. So what are we learning from this? What are we taking from our definition of balance? So now I'll just give a bit of what we are talking about. So now this is an agreement. This is an agreement that you do, you as a person who wants to secure or protect your future. You're going to be engaged in a company with an insurance company institution for you to secure your future. So what are we talking about here today? So we're talking about that the key idea is that insurance helps reduce financial pain during unexpected events. So from this one, we're talking from the definition, we're being told to say it's an agreement that you'll be making. and you'll be deposited a certain amount into your bank account. So how do you do that? So they do it directly from your pay. Your monthly pay, they get a certain amount, and then that money is stored. And as they are storing that money, they'll be able to provide you the same money when in an instance where you get to be involved in a situation. So we'll talk about what kind of help that you need and what kind of insurances are there. Helps us to reduce financial burden during unexpected events. So when you are insured, that means you have reduced the burden on yourself in an event where you experience something that you did not expect for. It also transfers the risk individual to the insurance company. For example, you own a car, and then you're afraid that maybe one day that car of yours might be set on fire. So now you try to, or maybe just accident. So you in a road accident, I can be involved in different activities that can bring make me to lose my property. What am I going to do? You insure your property, which is a car. So now what are you doing? Immediately when you insure your car, you are transferring all the risks that are associated to a car accident insurance to that insurance company. Which means if your car has been involved in a road accident, in a traffic accident rather, you will not be the one carrying the cost, but rather institution or the company that you are in agreement with. So now moving on, we have examples. I'm trying to speed up so that we catch up with time because we've lost so much time. In examples, we have medical bills. Situations that happen. If you've heard if you've read when people are saying, oh, when you're budgeting money, make sure you budget for emergencies. So now, if you're budgeting for emergencies that are related with medical issues, you can insure your life. I don't know if you guys in Zambia heard about the IO insurance. It was something that was going on. I think it's still there. And you're able to get insurance if you are involved in a road accident, you've been admitted to the hospital for more than 3 days, you'll be able to 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 request for funding of 5,000 or 10,000 that I've forgotten, and then that medical bill will be paid to you. What does that mean? Prior to that, you were being deducted maybe a 2 quarter, 50, a 2 quarter or a 1 quarter from your airtime. Anytime that you had to purchase airtime, to cut you a certain percentage from the airtime that you purchased. That was an insurance agreement that you made with it. So whenever I make a payment or I purchase airtime, you'll be taking a 1 quarter, Zambian quarter, 1 Zambian quarter from me so that you can secure my medical bills. Then we'll have car accidents. So car accidents come in different shapes. Then also, not shapes, rather, I can say the categories. And then we have fire damage. You can insure your properties, a TV, your couch, your bedroom, your clothes, based with an insurance company. To insure them to make sure that they are insured against fire. Then death of a breadwinner, you insure somebody's life. Okay, you insure somebody's life. That means after the breadwinner has died, your family will keep receiving some benefit, not the benefits that you are working for, like the ones that we received for NATSA, for ish need to my team is my team. Hello? Sorry. The network just had to cut me off from the network, and I believe where I ended was talking about the insurance types that we have. I mean, the insurance that we have, three types. But now we are moving from there, going direct to what is risk management. What is risk management? By definition, risk management, when we talk about risk, is something that has a potential of causing harm, okay, of bringing or to your property. So when we talk about risk management, is the identifying threats that may affect financial or life itself. Initial is the process of identifying to identify what kind of that might happen to my life, what kind of risks that might happen. Okay, when you identify, you assess. Okay, if this risk happened, would I be able to cover for it myself? Then you find to say, okay, this is a small risk that can happen to my business or to my health or to my finances that can affect my finances. I can handle this. You don't apply for, you don't go for a for insurance. But when you say to say this is a big a challenge or big risk that can happen to me, that's when you're assessing the situation. Then you say to say, okay, now I need to be insured. Then you follow up the company. Then controlling threats. Okay, controlling threats. What do I mean by that? For example, we all know that one day we are going to die. But how we are going to die, we don't know. And some of the beloved will die. But how are we going to ensure that when we die, we don't end up being stressed? Because it's a threat. We don't end up, being overwhelmed with, paying for burial fees, funeral fees, and all that stuff. Then you ensure their life so that when they die, an insurance company will be able to will be able to will be able to will be able to cover that risk or that risk that you've been involved in. Yeah. So now we are now controlling threats. That's what we're talking about. Then that may affect your finances. So you're thinking about the finances that you have at the moment, and you think to say, if something happened in the future, will I be able to control this? Then you get to say, no, this might be too big for me. What can I do? You engage an external institution to now ensure your properties, your finances, your healthy, and even your life. Yeah, that's what risk management is all about. And just maybe to add on, risk management, I would love to make mention of the following. So on risk management, on risk management, we have a formula, a simple formula that you can use. We have got a simple formula that we can use. First thing is identify. You need to identify the risk. Like I made mention, you assess, you identify. When you identify, you assess. So now the formula is it: identify the risk plus reduced loss. So now, what does that mean? When you identify the risk, then you start now identify. If you identify the risk, then now you move on to see this risk, is it going to reduce on the loss that I can make if I take it up as an individual, or will it increase it if I take it up an individual? Will it reduce the loss if I start insuring of the insure this risk, which may be your health? Yeah, if you understand to say, maybe I usually visit the hospital regularly, and me paying for my medical bills is going to be a challenge. Then you say to say, okay, will this reduce the cost, the loss that I'll be making if I insure my life? And say, okay, yes, this will be insured in my life. this is going to be insured in my reducing my loss on my end. Then you insure your life. What does that mean? You are now going to engage an external partner. You are now going to transfer your risks that you have on from you as an individual to that company that you are now engaging or getting into an agreement with. So now we are moving on. Everyday risk. What everyday risk can you insure that are there? There's illness. There's safety. If you have insured your TV set in your house, if it is stolen, if you've insured it, get me correctly on insurance. So there is insurance on different categories. There is insurance for theft. There is insurance for fire. There is insurance for damage. So let me talk about this. If you insured your property against theft, then it happens that your maybe television or your car was stolen. The insurance company will not be held responsible or will not be able to, fund you or give you your money or the value of the assets that you insured, because it was not insured for the risk that you have encountered. So if you insured your vehicle on theft and then it was involved in an road accident, you will not be able to gain any benefits from that. Then we've got road accidents, as I made mention, business losses. Maybe you've invested in a certain business, and uh, you've also ensured that you'll be able to be receive those benefits because you ensured that challenge. Then again, in other countries where there are a lot of natural disasters, you can insure against that. So now again, it comes back: is it a national? What type of national disaster are you insuring for? Is it an earthquake? Is it a pandemic? Is it maybe a wildfire? So it's up to you actually to decide which one is most likely to happen, because you cannot insure for all these categories, because money is being involved. It's every month that they are going to be cutting from you. Yeah. Then why does insurance matter? The importance of insurance is that you protect savings and assets. It will protect your savings and assets. Okay, you insure your business. You insure the money that your investment that you've done. What do I mean by investments? You find that maybe you buy a piece of art at an expensive price. Then you put that item of art or piece of art on insurance, which means if that property was to be stolen or was maybe to be damaged, the insurance company is going to be responsible and also is going to refund you for the loss that you've made. So you're going to protect your savings, because investment is more of a saving. When you invest, you've saved your money into that investment. At a certain point, that investment is going to bring back a profit that you make. So investment acts on a double ticket, that I can say. You are investing, which means you are saving your money into that business, but it's a saving money on a risk with a risky caution, because that investment can be a bad investment or a good investment. Then we are being told to say the other importance is that it reduces financial stress. Illnesses, death, safety, fire, accident, these things happens with whether we like it or not. So you're going to reduce your financial burden, reduce financial stress by making sure that your savings or assets are being insured, so that when such a stressful event occurs, you'll be able to receive benefits for it, or you'll be able to be compensated for. Then we are being to say it encourages investment and entrepreneurship. Okay, why does insurance matter? It's going to encourage investment As I'm telling you, I made mentioned earlier about investment. If you just joined that, I said investment acts on a double ticket, which is saving as well as bringing income. Then entrepreneurship, it's going to encourage you to be involved into entrepreneurial activity, because if I have this stream of funds coming in, I'll be able to save for that. When you're doing that, you're making calculations that are going to reduce stress on you when it comes to financial burdens. Mostly insurances are there because we don't want to spend much of our resources on other products or other assets. Yeah. Then it provides a peace of mind. That's one of the importance. To say, okay, even if I was able to, I got ill today, I'll not be stressed with medical bills. I'll have medication. I'll have the services being provided to me on a full package, because you have already insured your life or your assets. Then supports family during emergencies. It is going to support your family during an emergency. Okay, when it comes to illnesses, if you insured your family, they'll just be there at a clinic or hospital. They'll be attended to, given drugs, because your insurance company is going to cover for that. Your family is going to cover for that. If you insured your business against theft, against fire, when you encounter a situation whereby your business has maybe been set on fire, or your investment has been has gone sideways, you'll be able to be compensated by the insurance company. Okay, so now moving on, we are going to talk about the types of insurances, not companies. Common types of insurances. We have got healthy insurance. Okay, you insure your health. There's a difference between health and life insurance, which is another type. So first one is healthy. You insure your well-being. If you get ill, if you get sick, you'll be able to be provided with with medical care, medication, and other attention that you might need, and extra attention that you might need for you to fully recover. That's unhealthy. Life insurance, this has to do with death. Death is certain, and it's there. One day we all meet this final destination. But before you meet such a final destination, or before your beloved meets this final destination, you can insure their life, so that when they die, you will not be able to have such a burden on you. Then we have got motor vehicle insurance. And on motor vehicle insurance, there's a third-party insurance legal required. So in Zambia, it's a mandate by law that you're supposed to insure your vehicle. Yeah, a third-party insurance which covers theft, fire, and road accidents. I think so. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it covers. It's mandated by law that you're supposed to insure your vehicle. Immediately you buy it, you'll be able to you'll be asked to insure your vehicle. And that's the reason we see most traffic officers are there checking on our windscreens, trying to see if your vehicle is insured, if you're paying tax. It's all because of that. Then we have got property insurance. You've got a property, you've got a building, you've got a house, you've got a shop, other properties that you can mention. You can insure them. It's a type. Then there's business insurance. Now the business that you are doing, this has to do with maybe the business that you're doing. You need to purchase items from maybe China, Europe, America, like that. So now you can insure your business with an insurance company to say, if maybe when I purchase products and maybe the ship that I'm using gets to be sunk on the ocean, those products or your business is going to be affected. So the insurance company is going to compensate you with for the loss or the damage that has been done to your business. Okay? Yeah. Then at this point, point in these well-established countries, well-developed countries, they are even able to ensure your investments that you make in stocks. Yeah. Then we have got agriculture insurance. You insure your agriculture your agribusiness. What do I mean by that? We've been experiencing droughts. Too much rainfall, which would damage your crops. Like what happened last year. Yeah. So the government was able to compensate the farmers who were affected by the drought and those that were affected by prolonged rainfall. They were able to compensate them because they were on the program, which is it FISIP or I don't know if it's FISIP or the other one. So they were able to be compensated for that. Then we're moving on to why we need to understand risks. So there are different types of risks that young people can face or just another person can face. So the risk is maybe risk number one we have is unemployment. So what is the possible loss that can what is the possible impact that can happen? So loss of income. Loss of income. Loss of income is is one of them. So that can lead to unemployment. So a possible impact that you can do is that you're unemployed as a person or a young person. So what is the possible impact on your life is that you not have income. So if you have identified that that is a risk, you can ensure to say maybe this job might end. Then again, I would mention that this is not applicable in Zambia. In foreign countries, it is applicable. Okay, it is applicable where you can ensure your job, so that by the time maybe you get fired, maybe you are not really retiring, but maybe something that is then you will be insured to have maybe monthly benefits as company because of the big contributions that in when you are working. It's more of I can give an example that we can understand for those that are in Zambia is the NAPSA, the National Pension Scheme that works in Zambia, and it's a mandate for everyone who works in Zambia. Then we've got sickness. It's a risk. Then what possible impact can it have? It will have a possible impact on your medical expenses. So on the medical expenses, like I mentioned, you need medication, you need you know high quality service, you need doctors or nurses to be working on you need the attention, the care. All those are the possible impacts if involved in a sick fire and safety. It falls when a property has been then business fail, financial losses. That's a possible impact. So talking about business failure, like I made mention, you projected to say you'll be making this profits this late. Then you find that due to the market trends, the economy, your business fails to pull through. When it fails to pull through, what is going to affect you? What is it that is going to affect your income? Is now you're going to have financial losses. When you have such financial losses, if you are to predict, when you invest in that business, you're able to predict, say, it's a business I'm investing. I'll be able to get a $10,000 from it. And that business fails. If you insured your business, your company will be able. But again, these insurance companies are very tricky. I'm telling you, they'll need now to come. I've forgotten the name that they use for the inspectors that they use. They come to check the quality of the qualities of the business, what could have caused it, and hey, if it was like on business, it was really like a human error that caused it. for the business not to go well, they are not going to give you the benefits of being insured for that business, because it was a human error that happened, or maybe it was because of recklessness. They are not going to do that. And maybe I'll give an example of maybe you had an experience of, maybe, let me say, a fire had to break out in your actual house. So they are going to come and they are going to assess what caused the fire. How did it happen? If they find out that, say, it was because of recklessness, they are not going to to give you the benefits. And if it was, maybe, yes, it was genuine that a fire broke out, they are going now to scrutinize, to say, okay, let's say the time you bought this TV, it was maybe $4 US, but because value depreciates over time, you find that they are going to compensate you for a $3,000 dollar TV, because value has depreciated. And that is also a bit of loss that you make, but it's something that is going to benefit you, because you're not just going to be left with nothing. Yeah. Then the key lesson from this understanding about risk is that ignoring risk does not remove them. Yeah. You see, to say, okay, this might come in the future, but you talk about to say, maybe now I'll give an example of the one that I'm just from talking about. Maybe you experience maybe sickness. Say, okay, let me see, sickness. Sickness. I don't really get sick from time to time. So let me just remove it, leave it like that. I'm not going to insure myself against the health insurance package. Then you say, oh, then it happens that maybe here comes a pandemic breakout. You get when that happens, because you ignored the risk, and then it has happened. So that's why we are saying, to say, understanding risk is very important, and we made mention of why the risk of insurance is very important. So the key lesson that we're talking about risk management is that ignoring a risk doesn't remove them. Then the last two slides that I have is on what ways to manage risks. There are many ways that you can manage risks, and one of them is avoiding the risks. Okay, how you can manage the risk? Try to avoid the risk. That sounds funny. Let me give an example. Avoid dangerous driving. Okay, you're a driver. It's your car. We know that you bought it with your own money, the money that you sweat for, the money that you worked for, the money that you always wake up for maybe early in the morning. We know it's yours, but reduce or avoid dangerous driving. Overspeeding can cause you to be involved in an accident. So you're now there reducing what we are managing the risk. So avoid the risk. Then reduce the risk. So the first one is you avoid the risk. The second one is you reduce the risk. How do you reduce the risk? Save money. Follow the safety measures. So if you were there in the last meeting that we had, you would understand that our presenter, Alfred Mutade, made mention to say that you need to budget properly for your income. And if I correctly recall what he said about Seven was getting about 20%. If I'm not wrong, please try to correct me. If Seven was taking 30%, 20%, and then needs were taking about is it 40 or 30? So you really need to reduce on the risk. So saving is very important. And the problem that we make on saving is that we try to save after we've made we've spent the money. So immediately the money comes, immediately the money shows up into your bank account or wallet, make sure you remove the money that you're going to save. Okay, then after that, you are now going to follow safety measures. what are you going to, what safety measures are you going to do? If it's money, you get paid in cash. Just take it to the bank. That's one way of reducing a risk or managing a risk. Because when you take your money to the bank, it's been now insured. And when that money is insured, it means if it gets stolen at the bank, your money is safe. The bank will be able to pay you back despite it being stolen. Or if they experienced a fire problem, that is going to be taken care of. Then we are moving on. Transfer the risk. As we made mention, when you buy an insurance, you simply transfer the risk of you having a financial stress onto another company or institution. So simply transfer the risk. Buy insurance. Buy an insurance package on health, motor vehicle insurance, life insurance, property insurance, business insurance. Buy an insurance. You have transferred the risk. Then the other one is that accept the risk. Minor losses you can handle yourself. If you remember correctly when I was saying to say assess the risk that you have, you get to now assess to say, okay, let me say, okay, maybe you said to say, the business that I'm running, maybe I can't really put it on an insurance package. What can I do? Is that I'm going to accept the risk that is involved with it. Okay, I'm going just to be a risk taker for this. I don't have much resources that I can insure this product or insure this business of mine. So now you take responsibility. Yeah, for minor losses that you can handle yourself. You say, okay, maybe health. Okay, my health is good. Maybe if I were to experience I ought to be in a situation where I needed medical services, maybe it to be maybe just because of a pandemic. And when pandemic comes, I can start preparing myself. So you accept the risk by getting minor losses that you can handle yourself. Okay. Then quickly, we are saying, what terms can you understand? Yeah. What terms do you need to understand? You need to know when it comes to insurance. Important terms. We're talking about a premium. A premium is an amount paid for insurance. Okay. So the money that you are going to be paying is what we call uh, a premium. Then claim. A claim is a request for compensation. So if you experience a loss and you've insured maybe your business, your property or asset, you're going to make a claim, which is a request for compensation. A policy is an agreement document. So now on this one, please make sure that you read through. It's not the kind of the policies that we read on maybe when you're trying to sign up for something online. You just go direct down there, you click to say I agree. No, when it comes to policy insurances, these guys are very clever. They'll just hide the certain components inside that you'll not see, and it's not going to be beneficial for you, and you just there sign and agree. No, read through. Then coverage, what the insurance covers or protects. I made mention to say packages are different. If it is fire, they'll just cover fire. If it is theft, they'll cover theft. Beneficiaries, person who received benefit from the when you insure your property or you insure your life. In our conclusion, I love to make this call. This is part of our life. It will always be there. Risks are going to be always there. So now what are we going to do about that? Since risks are about there, insurance helps us protect against unexpected losses. So since we understand to say risks are there, they are always there, insurance are there to protect, to help us protect against unexpected losses. Then we have financial literacy, improve on decision making, like the program that you are undertaking. It's a financial literacy program. It is going to help you improve on decision making. Then we have you must plan. You must plan early for financial securities. Plan early for financial securities. By that, we mean to say, don't wait for a risk to present itself, then you start planning for it. No. You understand that death is there. Death is, cannot be escaped. Insure your life. Insure your spouse's life, your lives, I mean, so that you do not face such conditions. My last message is that do not wait for a crisis to start planning. Protect your future today. Do not wait for a crisis to start planning. Protect your future today. Thank you all. I don't know if the admin will give time for questions, but I'm done with my presentation. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Muyembe. That was a great presentation. We've learned a lot, and I hope we've learned a lot. Please, can we give a round of applause to our facilitator for today? Yes, so from the conclusion, I can shorten it from what he has said. The conclusion was just, if not now, then when? So we need to start now, so we don't have to wait. So the takeaway from today from me is that if not now, then when? So we need to start planning today and start taking action today. So from both our facilitator, we've heard that we need to start today. So your decision and your journey has to start today. So like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So today is your step. Thank you very much. Now we'll take questions and answers. So we'll start with Cecilia, please. You can go ahead. After Cecilia, then we'll go with JC. Thank you, Cecilia. You can unmute your mic and ask your question or
Okay,
contribution.
thank you. My question is, so if it happens to say you want to insure, let's say a vehicle, you insure a vehicle, and since insurance is about like a certain tenure when you insure something, so is it that when nothing happens during that same tenure, are they going to refund you the money, or they will just it will just go just like that? And then again, the other question is, which investment, since we're saying insurance is an investment, which kind of insurance is best to put in your money, like to invest in, so that you get to have something, or it's all about you having a loss or having an uncertainty that you can't see, or so that you cover for it when it comes? Hope my question is clear.
Thank you very much, madam. It's loud and clear. So hand it over to the facilitator. Please, you can answer the question.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the first question was on if you buy insurance, then it happens that you have not maybe experienced any fire, theft, or car accident. Well, so will they just take your money like that, or they'll be able to give you back? So they give you back the money. So now that happens with the value of money at that time. So many factors are factored in, but just to be direct to your question, you are going to receive your money back. You make the claim, which is your request for your benefits. Yeah. But the only pressure, the only one that you don't get the your refund, I can say, is on your health insurance. On your health insurance, you don't get that one. Even in Zambia, you don't get that one when you are on NIMA. It will just go like that when it comes to health. You don't get to do that. Maybe on the government part, yes, but with most of the insurance companies that I know, you don't do that. They don't give you the the benefits after you don't feel you don't maybe feel sick or ill, or any person that you've registered under that insurance. So on that one, yes. Then the other question was on insurance is not an investment. I was saying to say saving is an investment, or saving, or I mean, investment is a saving. So investments act double. When you invest, when you invest, you are saving money. You are saving your finances, because that business, the money that you've invested, you're not going to use it. You're not going to use it at that moment. You've invested it into a business, and that's what we simply do when we save our money. You've put it somewhere where you're not going to be accessing it anytime soon. So with an investment, you're going to invest the money into a business. Okay, that will give you profits maybe in the next 3 months. That means you saved your money for 3 months. Okay, that was my point on investment and saving. Insurance itself is not saving. It's not saving. It's just a way that you plan for the unforeseen circumstances that happens in the future. Yes. I don't know.
Thank
I,
you
Okay.
very much.
I'm still sorry. I'm still not clear on the part of you being retained with the money that you put into the insurance or in the pool being back to you, because you said if the uncertainty didn't happen, let's say the accident didn't happen during that same tenure, they have to retain the money, meaning you are just doing a retention. You are just saving the money, so that when that uncertainty happens, that's when they will come into aid. But according to what you've explained with saving, again, you're saying saving is investment is saving is investment. So meaning, even with insurance companies, aren't we doing the same thing? Aren't we saving? Aren't we investing? Also, aren't we saving, so that when an uncertainty comes, you get to be covered using the same money that you invested, like slowly?
Thank you. I got your question. So, like I made mention to say, it's not all insurance types or packages that you get the return. So we cannot generalize it to say it's an investment, really, because if somebody was on health insurance, doesn't get the return after they have, maybe for a long time they have not been, they're like on NIMA, you'll not be able to get any payment or any return when you don't feel sick. Like on NIMA, there is no tenure, in fact. Yeah. But as I made mention, that there might be some few private institutions that can give you a return, on that one. So on health, it's very tricky. But when it comes to these assets, properties, and yeah, it's very easy. They are going to give you the return that you did, and also not only that, and also on death they give your return, and not only that, they also top up a certain percentage when they are giving you a return. Yeah. So you cannot generalize it to say it's it's uh it's an investment, because there are packages where you don't get the return. Yeah, and it's that is signed under an agreement, a policy. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Muyembe. I hope the answer has been, you've gotten the answer. Also, just to add up before I go to Cecilia. Um, Also, as you are planning on investing on any insurance company, please, I advise you to first do the survey of the of the private institution, or any institution that you want to do your insurance with. Make sure you do the survey and find out how legit they are, because there are some certain institutions that have different policies. So like, for me, I serve with Sanika, and they are different from FSG. So you need to make sure that you do a survey before you get into an insurance. So like and also when you find a legit institution where you want to do your insurance with, make sure you read through the policies, because there are some policies that they say after 6 months you're able to claim your money. After you've saved for 6 months or more, you're able to claim your money. Others they say after 3 months, others they say after 6 months or after 1 year. So let's do the survey on the insurance that we want to save. Please, Madam Cecilia, you may unmute the mic and ask the question or the contribution. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. And Mr. Jackson, thank you for the wonderful presentation. So mine is a question, back to the simple question. Um, so which companies or institutions would you recommend someone to save with? Or would you recommend to someone, and would you advise someone to um, save with or sign up for insurance?
Thank you very much, Mr. Muyembe. You can please answer the question.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to go back to what Mr. Moses Mole has just told me. Yeah, what has just not told me, has told us all. I cannot recommend an institution where you can go to, but what you can do for yourself is do a background check of that institution. We have got so many institutions that we have in Zambia, and when you visit their premises, and mostly, do you know where I found? In each and every city, just next to the post office, there are those Noah cars, the ones to do with Alphard, those mini buses that are found next to the post office. All of them are insurance companies. So what you can do is visit their shops, try to get their leaflets, and also try to find somebody who's insured with them. See if they have had any challenges when getting their return or when they are making any claim. Because I might recommend you based on the experience that I had with a certain insurance company. Again, it might be not a favorable solution for you, and then you say you have a challenge. So maybe but do a good recommendation on that one. So mine is that do a background check on all those insurance companies that we have. We have got different of them. We have got general insurance, we've got Zisk, we've got Prudential, we've got we've got a lot. Yeah, we've got a lot in Zambia. So try to do a background check for yourself. When you do a background check, that's when you're going to understand and at least meet one, two, three people that can really give you their experience, not really the sales personnel, because they'll just tell you the good part. Now meet their people who have been experiencing or having such an experience with them.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope you've gotten the answer, Madam Cecilia. But for me, I would love to recommend you that when it comes to death or funeral policies, I would recommend FSG and also Prudential, because from where I'm working from, I can tell that people are benefiting. And with FSG, if you sign up today and maybe one of the person that you had put on the policy has died in less than 3 or 4 days, they are able to help you if you are able to continue with being with them. So FSG is good and Prudential is good and the rest, but you need to do a survey that I can recommend. So we'll just have two hands. If you're willing to contribute or ask a question, just two, so that we can wrap up with our program. Otherwise, we are running out of time, and we need some of our countries like Uganda, and I can also say Uganda and Tanzania, they might be running up to 22 hours somewhere there to 23. So we need to wrap up the program so that we can leave others to rest for today. So thank you. If there's any question or contribution, I'll just allow to, please. If there's any question, do we have any question? Okay. All right. All right. Since we don't have any questions or contributions, so I'll just allow our facilitator just to say a few words before we close the meeting. So our facilitator, please, it's your floor, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We'd love first to appreciate each and everyone who's on board and had time to be on this call. And really, don't limit yourself with the knowledge that has been shared with here. Make research and see what best can work for you and your company. Then the last call was don't wait for the list to happen so that you can start planning. Start now so that you can secure your future. For now, that's where I can end. And thank you for your attention. Over to you, Moses.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Muyembe. Then now, before we end the meeting, I would like to make sure that advise you on the assignments that we need to do the assignment in the group. Unfortunately, for self-paced learning, that one is just optional for now. So we need to make sure that if we are willing to learn and do more practicals on financial literacy, then we can sign up for the course box, but it is optional. But I recommend that we attend to each and every meeting so that we can continue learning and growing as we want to be the future entrepreneurs and innovators of our country and the world at large. So for now, group 3, group 5, and group 10, I would recommend that you send me the names of your group representative in the group. And without saying much, shalom, shalom, and God bless you, everyone. Thank you.